You have a goal in mind. You know exactly what you want your life to look like. But when it's time to actually sit down and do the work, you tell yourself you will start tomorrow. And while you wait, the hours, days, and weeks slip by. There is an old story about a young farmer named John. He constantly told his friends that his fields would one day be the richest in the village. But when the sun came up and the other farmers went to work, John stayed in bed. His massive ambitions were entirely neutralized by his daily refusal to put in the effort. Eventually, his uncle handed him two magic seeds. The first was the seed of ambition, which required daily watering and care to grow into a fruitful tree. The second was the seed of laziness. Plant it, and it would grow rapidly on its own, spreading weeds that would destroy the entire field. Today, we are moving past abstract motivation. We are going to build a customized ambition action checklist that you can use to structure your time and address your procrastination. Pull out a pen and paper. Writing a physical system down externalizes your intent. It moves the plan out of your head and onto the page, creating a tangible reference point for the work you need to do. John's uncle was illustrating a basic rule of human behavior. Laziness is the default state. It multiplies automatically, occupying the space where your potential should be. Ambition is different. It requires constant, intentional effort to survive. At the top of your page, write down your specific long-delayed goal. Be exact about what you are trying to achieve. John failed initially because he looked at his entire empty field and decided to do all the work tomorrow. You can avoid this paralysis by shrinking the immediate requirement down to a manageable size. Directly beneath your goal, write out a single task that takes exactly 10 minutes to complete, which you can execute right now. If your goal is to start a business, your 10-minute task might be to register a domain name. If your goal is fitness, your task is to complete 10 push-ups. Completing a 10-minute micro-action shifts your focus from the scale of the goal to the reality of the work. It replaces the tomorrow excuse with evidence of today's progress. The first hours of the day are often when the fight against passive habits is won or lost. How you handle your morning sets a trajectory for the hours that follow. To gain control of that time, add a 3-step morning routine to your checklist. This framework is designed to trigger action early. Step 1 is the sunrise rule. When your alarm goes off, you get out of bed immediately. Step 2 is the hardest task first. You spend 15 minutes working on your primary goal before you ever look at your phone. Step 3 is the daily water. Consume one piece of educational content, like a podcast or a book chapter, while you get ready for the day. Winning the first hour of the day creates a sense of accomplishment that carries over into the next task. When you start with intentional action, you are less likely to drift back into passive habits later in the afternoon. When John finally woke up to tend his field, his hands bled. Ripping deep-rooted bad habits out of your daily routine is uncomfortable, and it requires a level of friction that most people try to avoid. On your checklist, identify 2 specific weeds that are currently slowing you down. These might be behaviors like doom scrolling in bed or gaming before your work is done. Use concrete tactics to pull these weeds. Set app blockers on your phone to lock out social media during work hours, or use the 5-second rule to force yourself out of bed the moment you wake up. The final component of your system is a tracker. Add a weekly grid to the bottom of your page with columns to mark off your routine, your weed pulling, and your daily learning. Every evening you mark the tasks you successfully completed. Each check mark represents the cumulative effort required to maintain your ambition, mirroring the way a farmer tends a crop. Tracking micro-decisions makes the incremental progress of your goals visible. It provides a source of motivation during the long periods where the ultimate payoff still feels far away. Look at your paper. You now hold a personalized blueprint that gives you a specific set of instructions to follow when the urge to procrastinate returns. Over the years, John cared for his ambition seed every single day. Eventually, it grew into a massive tree. He was no longer just a dreamer. He was a farmer who stood in the shade of his own labor, respected for the work he had actually done. Laziness is an automatic default that will spread if left alone. Ambition requires an active, daily choice to grow. Take your checklist and tape it to your bathroom mirror. Don't wait for tomorrow to find a place for it. If you found this system helpful, like this video and subscribe to the channel. Taking action right now.